And this is another example of radical responsibility. See that nothing happens to you, everything happens because of you. Life is really just a game, and we don't have to take anything too seriously. Everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I want to be talking about the enlightenment of being alone, art of aloneness. So recently I was posting on Instagram and people are getting a bit upset on my relationship status. I guess they haven't gotten over my breakup. And so they wanted, a bit more answers when it comes to the relationship that I had before Michael. For 3.5 years, I was with another partner and we had quite a big, social media following, and therefore people are just so used to seeing us together. I was just reflecting, like during the entire period, I think I only shared with one or two friends about my situation, and it was, for months and months, I was just doing it on my own. I didn't even share it with my family because I didn't want to disappoint them. And it really runs deep. It's like I'm the only one that hasn't have a relationship that lasts for more than a decade, right? Like my sister and my brother all have amazing relationships, but my parents, they don't. And so I feel like I'm the only one who is like an extension of that. And therefore, I didn't even give them a chance to prove me wrong. My expectation is that they will be disappointed in me for not having a relationship that lasts. But that's not true, right? Sometimes you're just so caught up in your own limitation that even the slightest sign of someone being disappointed, you take it as it is. It may not actually be the fact. So until I could really resolve that on my own, I didn't allow anyone else's energy to come in to sway what I might think they might react to. And therefore, I don't cast them as a villain in my story. So this is who I am now, right? But in the past, I am way more of an open book. Like I would just throw all of my traumas, all of my problem at whatever that is standing right in front of me. My extended family, among all of my relatives, being the youngest, I'm always the one who's like in the center of attention. So when I was growing up, I just kind of got used to it, and therefore I could be like really obnoxious. So for people who don't love me and people who are not in my family, they find it very difficult to accept, who I am, because I'm just very loud. My opinions are way out there, and sometimes I say things without caring about how other people feel. And therefore, I'm not like as sensitive as a lot of other girls are. So I guess maybe it's just the people I grew up with, okay? Because I do have like amazing friends growing up. It's just in my circle, for example, my school, I'm always the one who's hanging out alone, eating alone. I realized that maybe it's just that environment that I'm meant to grow up in so that I can understand my thoughts better. I can know who I truly am. And this is definitely a blessing in disguise, even though at that point of time, there are so many conversations in my head of what people said about me, and I'm just constantly battling them on my own. Oh, this person said this, but I can reply like that, but it never actually play out, right? It's all happening in my head. Over time, it just cemented an idea of who I am, because I realized that what opinions they have about me says more about them and how hard they are on themselves. And I still can hear like one of my friends saying stuff like, oh, I would never eat alone. It looks horrible, looks so sad, blah, 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 blah. How constraining is that to always need someone to eat with you? What if you don't like the same food, right? What if you want to eat at this certain timing and they don't want to eat? That is so limiting. Okay. So, with that, I just want to mention that thanks to my time alone, I managed to laugh it off at a lot of things that used to weigh me down. And if it wasn't for my time alone, I wouldn't be able to see the light in all of these things. Wouldn't be able to see that life is really just a game, and we don't have to take anything too seriously. Laugh it off, life is easy. So secondary school, I was outcasted in my school, but I managed to find really good friends outside of my school. 9 of them actually are from the same school. So I'm definitely, the odd one out in every scenario. And I really don't mind, because I'm special. You could see it that way. So I know there's nothing wrong with me, okay? I'm charming, I'm funny, I have high EQ. It's just that some situations are just not meant for you to thrive in. You can just change your location, even if it's people from another school, right? I didn't change school at all. I still continued, going 5 years in my secondary school while every day, hanging out with my friends in the other school. And then going into Polytechnic, I just wanted to get my diploma done with, right? So I was definitely the one who would study last minute, wouldn't do much of a group project, would just like leave it to someone else and still show up for presentation, and like throwing in some good jokes and like getting the point across. I'm always the last one to get picked. And usually the people who are last to get picked are the kind that are like kind of weird. I'm so sorry to say that, but I don't get into groups with people who are like smart enough to know that I'm lazy, okay? That kind of bothered me at that point of time, but now looking back, I can see that these are still people who would love to be friends with me. It's just that I didn't have the same work ethics as them. It's just the way I place importance with things around me, and it's just a difference in values. They put high importance when it comes to grades and studies, and me, I just wanted to pass. I just wanted to get a diploma cert, then move on with my life. And that was exactly what I did. After I got the cert, I just went ahead and be a cabin crew. Nothing to do with my diploma cert at all. So all I'm saying is that in that moment when you're being alone, it might look pathetic, right? It looks like you're dying in the community sense, by not being supported, by not acting in accordance to the group herd mentality. You are more likely to be eaten by a lion. You're not catching up with the group, right? But thankfully, I'm living in the 21st century and no lions are out there to get me, and I can actually survive and now know clearer about who I am, have a better relationship between myself and my higher self, have a constant communication with this inner gut instinct that is also giving me signs of conversations with God. And that is all that I need, honestly. Like, we come onto this earth alone, we're gonna leave alone. The only person that you have is yourself. How deeply do you actually know yourself? And to know yourself is to know God. To walk alone is to walk with God. And the more I speak like this, right, the more I can feel all of my ancestors just flowing through me and being like, be unapologetically you. I did not go through my entire life farming potatoes and all that just for you to come into this life of yours and live within the herd, right? All of your ancestors are dancing with you the moment you leave the person that's not meant for you, the job that's not meant for you, the role that you're not happy anymore. They are all celebrating with you the moment you dare to step out of things that your gut instinct is telling you that this is not meant for you. Everyone is celebrating it with you. So back to that family thing where I talk about going through, something hard. I know that my family would support me right now, now that I have worked through it and I have went past my own limitations. I can now give them a chance to prove that they love me no matter what. But back then, if I had, went to them 1 year earlier, I might not have been in the best state of mind. And every little, minor micro expression would have only been like a fuel for me to then tell myself that this is what I think that they think, and therefore this is why I'm right. And because I'm right, I am not dead, you know? So I would just want you guys to go through a bit more thoughts when it comes to being alone. Thanks to all those times that I'm alone, I can now even sit through trading, studying, talking to myself in this camera, many hours of journaling, many hours of meditation, just by myself, listening to my own thoughts. All the times that I had no one else to turn to, I feel like they're all just lessons for me. I have set myself up in this path so that I would pick up these lessons before I turn a certain age, and therefore I can implement them into what I wish to do now. And this is another example of radical responsibility. When you take responsibility of everything that happens to you, and you see that nothing happens to you, everything happens because of you, life just gets so much more beautiful. You just find answers in everywhere you look. And then you start feeling, this kind of happiness, because you know that this world is beautiful and it's friendly. It's all happening for you. You can get everything you wish to achieve because you are the only person standing in your way. And the more I flow, the more I feel my ancestor flowing through me. They're all celebrating with me. I feel like I'm getting hugged by my inner being, and I'm getting goosebumps every time I speak like this. So I really hope that this energy, this feeling that I have right now can be translated to you. I definitely wish that there was someone, when I'm in my early 20s, just sitting down on a little couch with nice flowers from her perfect boyfriend, that everything is going to turn out fine. Your aloneness is only a catalyst for your growth. And when you go through this growth, it's going to be rewarded over and over again in every scenario. You can see that no one gets to play the villain in your story anymore. You are the hero, you are the villain, you are all of the co-actors and the scriptwriter and the director and the screenplay, everything. It's all you, and you are in full control of your life. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If this little segment actually triggered any thoughts inside of you, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. I'm so grateful for this platform that allow me to channel whatever this love and this vibration is, to then live through you, and now it's going to be shared by whoever that come across your presence. So thank you so much for spending this 16, 17, 20 minutes with me. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more of such content. Thank you so much. I love you all. Bye.